So this is Kevon Williams, born and raised in Seattle, right?
Just chill out. Just chill out. Chill out. Seattle can't get credit for all of this. Nah, Houston, Texas, of course.
All right, and I'm Ben Pinkelman. We both play for the USA Sevens team, trying to go to the Olympics next year. Been playing together. We've been playing together since I think 2014 is when me and you first started going together.
Yep, in
with
Denver.
The Denver Barbarians.
Yeah. Best seventh program in the country to never win a national championship.
Facts, though. Best coaches, best players.
Yeah.
Why are you asking Mike questions in the chat? Mike's not in the video. Come on. Get in here.
Stay right here.
Stay here. Talk to us, man. All right. Okay, if they aren't going to ask any questions, I got some questions for you.
Excuse the kids' bedroom right now. I got my daughter's in the living room, and my son just wants to play my system in my room, so I have to be in their room right now.
Why can't he play his system?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe we don't have the same games, but yeah.
When did we both start playing rugby? I started playing when I was 14 years old, freshman in high school. Yeah. What about you?
I didn't start playing till I was 22, last year at college. So that's kind of when I started to pick it up.
That's why Kevon looks up to me. What advice do you guys have for someone from the UK going into collegiate rugby?
You got it.
Well, I would say it depends on how much you played, man. If you've been playing for a really long time, and it depends on which college you're going to. If you're going to a smaller rugby school that doesn't have a ton of experience, I would say you got to be patient. You got to try to help people out because there's going to be a lot of guys coming in that probably don't know what they're doing. So just try to help out as much as you can. If you're also kind of new, just enjoy it. Enjoy the college rugby experience. If you're trying to get the most out of it, become international, do more than you're asked to do. Go to the gym more than you should. Run more than you should. Watch more film than you should. Anything from you, Kevon?
Nah, man, just be yourself. Obviously, if you're going to play college in America, rugby in America, you're pretty good. And just back yourself. Trust your skills, and never stop learning.
My college team was Colorado State University. Kevon went to New Mexico Highlands.
Vatos, baby.
What do scouts look for in a player?
Scouts look for a lot of things. Obviously, a lot of scouts have the eye test of kind of like what guys look like, but it's a lot of things that you can get you around the eye test, like your skill level, your IQ level. They pay attention to all of those things. Pinky will tell you, like, when he's looking at other people play rugby, he's looking not only at how big and strong they are, he's looking at what they're doing, how they're manipulating the defense, or what they're doing on defense, how they're impacting the game. So it's not just what you are as a person, as size and frame. It's about what you can contribute to the game.
I think attitude's a huge thing, too. I think it went away for a while, and it became a lot about skills and numbers and stuff, but I think it's coming back in the coaches' minds, and just attitude of not complaining, not quitting in anything, and just stay working. Yeah, you got to keep those things always. Those are the non-negotiables that you actually can see now that we've gotten into a little bit of coaching. You can see it in kids pretty quick, I think.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horses. You could smack those around.
I don't know how big of a threat is a duck-sized horse, though. Like, a horse.
What am I doing to it with my bare hands? Am I going for a chokeout? I don't know. I don't know if I could get that done. I could just kick those little duck-sized horses all over the place.
That's a fact.
Hi, Carrie. All right. In a full WrestleMania-style cage match, it's the full USA Sevens team. Who do you think walks away with victorious?
Who would walk away victorious? I'm trying to think who would probably hide the longest until they can get their advantage in the end.
That's That was my
and
thinking too.
that might be Pinky. Pinky might
No,
hide. Pinky
I
might
got
hide
enemies.
and wait.
I got
Nah,
enemies.
it's definitely not Pinky, but it's gonna be somebody who wants to hide until the very end and steal the victory at the end. Who would
That's why it's
that
not
be?
Danny either, because people coming for Danny's head.
It'd be Naima.
No.
Naima,
That
Naima,
annoying guy?
Naima won't be out there fighting. He'll be sitting in the corner just waiting his time.
Oh, he wouldn't be able to hold his mouth shut. He'd say something. It'd be
Yeah.
Maka. Maka's a freak. No one's coming for Maka.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
How bad does it hurt tackling Danny Barrett? Wouldn't know. Haven't tried.
I've had to tackle him a few times at practice, and it's not been fun at all. I have some sore shoulders. I have some sore shoulders that still hurt me right now. We haven't played rugby in
Danny will drop his whole body weight into you with his shoulder, and it's never fun. And you can't get to his legs. It's not even worth trying. So that's never a fun tackle. What are some prerequisites do you think that most people don't know about before trying out for USA Sevens?
Prerequisites?
Yeah.
Say, what's the question one more time? You broke up.
Prerequisites that people need to have before trying out for the USA Sevens team that they don't know, that most people wouldn't know.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now. Mike don't like nobody. Let's put it like this. He will teach you how to pass, but Mike has a really big problem with passing. I'm going to speak from experience, and I'll tell you the story about my story with Mike. So 2014, my first year playing rugby. I think it might have been going into 2013 summer. One of those summers. That was my first summer playing rugby. I got invited to a camp. Mike was the coach. It might have been 2014, one of those summers. And so, I was doing real good. I didn't know how to pass. I was just there. I was a winger at the time, and I was just trying to scorch people. And so it was the pullback drill. And Mike put us in the pullback drill, and he put me at the pocket, and I needed to make a left-hand pass from the pocket to the pivot. And he was about 10 meters away, and I went with my left hand and tried to hit him. He had his hands right in front of him. The ball went over his head. He left with his hands right there, watched the ball. And I can't say all the words that he said, but in short, he just said, "Give me somebody who can pass." And at that point, I knew that I had messed up my chances of making the team at that point. And I got sent home, and I didn't get called back for like 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, my story, I didn't get called out in front of everyone like that, but I'd played for a while. It was my 7th or 8th year playing rugby, and my first camp, Mike took me aside and taught me how to pass for 3 days, just reteaching me how to pass everything. So, yeah, knowing how to pass is a big one that gets overlooked even by experienced players. But then also being able to listen and adapt quickly, because he doesn't like if you make mistakes more than once.
Whew.
If you're in our drills and you're screwing up 2-3 times, you're going to get it in front of everyone. And he's not afraid to have a go. So you got to be humble, and you got to be able to take some knocks to the chin, because you're going to get yelled at in front of everyone.
What else we got?
What's your favorite tournament from last year?
My favorite tournament remains the same. I love Cape Town. I mean, obviously, I love playing at home too, like in front of the home fans. But if we're not playing at home, I want to play in Cape Town.
Yeah, mine's Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. I think it's a great time. It's a huge party atmosphere. Fans are on top of you. The whole build up to it's incredible.
Yeah.
Advice to those trying to play rugby with the USA Professional, and you're never playing rugby, but you're well in shape and athletic and are 21 years old.
We used to have some camps where you can like where you can go basically try out. I don't know if we do those anymore. You got to start. If you're not playing rugby, it's gonna be hard to be seen. You're not gonna not be playing football and make it to the NFL. You're not gonna not be playing basketball and make it to the NBA. So I think the best thing to do is to try to get involved in some type of local rugby, and kind of like my dad always said, if you're good, they'll find you anywhere. So just got to start playing.
Yeah, build your way up. Just find a club, start playing, move up to clubs, keep going. Kevon, did you know you're trash?
Apparently somebody said I was trash. They're probably talking about Warzone when I get like 15 bodies a game,
You ain't getting
3,000
no
damage.
kills in Warzone.
But yeah, if
Just like
anybody wants to play Warzone with me, hit me up because I'm playing Warzone with everybody.
All right. Who's the strongest Avenger?
The strongest Avenger. This is not a fair question because you know the facts behind the things. I don't know anything. I just know that
Let the people know you're a nerd. Come on.
I don't know. The Hulk is the strongest.
That's a decent guess. I can get on board with that. Best and worst dancer on the team.
Worst dancer is easy.
What's up?
He's right there. Best dancer. I know who dance all the time, but they not the best.
Carlin?
Carlin dances all the time, but he's not
Carlin's
the best.
latest post.
Yeah, for real.
It's not bad. It's not terrible.
I don't know who the best dancer is. I know we know who the worst dancer is by far.
But, yeah, no, I'll take that. Hand up. You might be the best though. Show them yourself.
Nah, I'm just floating in the middle somewhere.
All right, who's the best Warzone player?
Nah, it's probably. I mean, I've only played with like Steve. I think I played with Steve, Brett, you, Naima, Wiley. Probably like Naima or Wiley.
I bet
They're
Wiley's
pretty good.
We know Naima no good.
Yeah, it might be Wiley.
Yeah. Maybe Steve? I don't know. Go watch Steve Thomason's got a Twitch. Everyone should go watch that. Same with Cody Melfi.
Yeah, both of them.
Playing Fortnite and Warzone.
Yeah, for sure.
Best freestyler on the team? Pat Blair's pretty good, but then you got Koos.
You got Koos and Pat. They've had epic battles.
Yeah, Koos does some actual rapping on Spotify. Ivor, look him up, and then Pat's just got lines, just stupid.
Let me see what else we got.
If you were good at football, will rugby still be hard to learn?
Who's he talking to?
What you mean? Us.
Is he good? I see the question
now. Good at football, would rugby be hard?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it is a learning curve coming from football to rugby. I don't think it's as far as like athletically. If you're athletic in football, you're going to be athletic for rugby, but the skills are so much different because you're going from focus on one thing. Like receiver's only job is to get open, catch the ball. Running back is to get through the hole. Lineman, make sure protect the quarterback. But in rugby, you're worrying about everything at once. You have to worry. You're attack, defense, kicker, you're everything. So I think the skills part is the hardest part to pick up. If you just play football your whole life, learning to pass and learning to kick are most of the downfall of the people who kind of get into the game and just like one track mind.
Yeah, for me, it's about seeing the space because it's like football, you have blockers, it's all focused on one thing. Where in rugby, you got to be able to see everything, and it's just identifying that space and knowing how to control it quicker. So it almost has more similarities in that sense to basketball or soccer.
Yeah.
So just because there's tackling in both, I think they're extremely different.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than the tackling, they're for sure different.
7s or 15s.
I enjoyed 15s in college, and when I got here, I was like, I hate 7s because it's so much running. But now, thinking back at it, I think I like 7s more, but I think I would enjoy playing 15s. What about you?
Well, I played both recently, so I went to the World Cup for 15s, and that was actually a ton of fun. But I definitely like 7s more. I think the being isolated all the time, you're kind of on an island. It comes down to you. I think it's I think it's a great time. It's just super stressful, and I enjoy it.
Speaking of, we brought up the question about dancing. I was thinking about a dance, the last dance.
Oh.
So who's the GOAT? Is it Michael
Yeah.
Jordan or is it LeBron James? Or I mean,
boy.
who? I mean, you could put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar if you want to. I mean, you can put Kobe if you want to. But who is your GOAT?
Bird's been pretty impressive through the doc too. He's been.
Bird.
You see what I
Was
just sent you on
Bird
Twitter?
was a dog.
You see what I just sent you on Twitter?
No, I
It was
haven't
a
checked.
tweet that said most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in sports, and it was Larry Bird played a playoff game versus the Blazers with just his left hand because he said he was saving his right hand for the Lakers the next series, and he scored 46 points.
That's wild.
And it was a highlight reel of him just going off. I'm gonna go with Jordan because of the mindset and the mentality, killer instinct, and I know it's kind of cliche and it's not a thing you can really evaluate. And I don't blame LeBron because it's just different eras. Like if LeBron did the stuff Jordan was doing back in the day, he would be getting ripped apart right now, and like social media would tear him down. But MJ was allowed to just be himself and have that killer instinct, and he was a dog.
Yeah. Solid. That's a solid answer.
Yeah, LeBron's an absolute freak, though. Absolute freak. You got a little bit of Jordan in you. You got a little bit of that.
You just dabble between two. They're both real good. I'll probably pick Bron, but I think they're both great athletes. But yeah,
the fact that you're even saying "but" is something because you've been a Bron boy forever.
No, I mean, like you said, I can't disregard the dog and Michael Jordan. Like what this tape is just blatantly showing is just how like the urge, like the will to win that he wanted. But it's also like showing me some comparisons in between him and LeBron about like him not being able to win without anybody. And, you know, obviously they said Jordan had always did it by himself. But, I mean, we know now, we knew back then that he didn't. He had Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Paxson, Steve Kerr, all those guys. So he had a supporting cast, and people get mad because LeBron wants a supporting cast. But, you know, same thing.
I mean, you're right. But could you not argue that Michael got more out of his teammates? And was he able to push his boys harder because of who he was and kind of the asshole he was?
They stayed together for a lot longer, so.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. What else you got for me?
Is cereal soup?
What? Cereal is cereal. What the heck?
No, I'm with you. It's not soup. It's not soup. It would need some kind of meat or vegetable to be soup.
Yeah, 100%.
What's the most physical sport between rugby and football? Bro, it was football.
I think it was football. I think it's starting to be pretty even now, like with all the rules changing. Now
that's true. Because crackback walks were the worst.
Yeah, like but when you was able to crack back, hit like defenseless receivers, it was obviously football. But now it's just they're making it so much safer that I mean I would argue they're both equally pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, rugby's definitely been brutal for my back, so I can't say that it has.
Football. If somebody said football hits harder, rugby hurts more. I don't know, bro. You got to go see some of those rugby league hits, bro.
When I played football hit harder and hurt more. That was the worst.
Yeah, you definitely got to.
Rugby, you can protect yourself because you could always see where the hit's coming from. Like you're not going to get smoked from the side. Where football, they can just hit you out of nowhere whenever they want. And that's what hurts the most.
Somebody asks, who was your guys' toughest opponents?
2017, we played South Africa 4 times in the semifinals and lost every single time, and that was brutal. That was one of the best sevens teams I'd ever seen. They had kept everyone from their 2016 Olympic run that got bronze. They were all on the exact same page, knew what they were doing together all the time, and they were absolute dogs. What about you?
Toughest competitors, bro. They might be I think they're the toughest, but I like playing them the most.
Yeah, no, because they're amazing people.
No, I'm talking. Mine would probably be Fiji. I think their instincts and their quickness and their steps. It's just so hard to like account for all the time. But I love playing them the most. I don't know why.
Fiji?
Yeah, I love playing them.
I love playing them too. I think you just play they're obviously incredible, but if you play a really patient game and you're just patient on defense, I think have more success against Fiji than we do against South Africa or maybe New Zealand.
Competition breeds greatness. So playing against the best teams brings out the best in you.
How many bull snakes live under my house? 2. They're about 6 feet long. I'm not happy about it. I had a nightmare the other night. Scared my dog's gonna die. My dad doesn't give a damn. Thinks they're good. They're good for us. So, yeah, 2.
Can you feel the wind when Baker runs past you?
Perry's not fast.
I would compare Perry running past you is like running a toothpick across your face. Like, can you feel that wind? If you can, then you can feel them. If not, but it's the same thing with a toothpick, Perry, same thing.
Yeah, no one really understands how fast Perry and Carlin are. Like, watching them on TV is nothing compared to being on the field with them. It's insane. What advice for an 18-year-old rugby player with ambition?
If you got ambition, I mean, that means all you got to do is just put the work in. I mean, if you put the work in, I mean, nobody can ever argue with hard work, and hard work always going to show. For years, it's always been like, what would you want more, like hard work or talent? The person who works on the skills and gets better, or you want the talent. And like, it's starting to show now that the people with the hard work are the people who are lasting the longest. I mean, talent only goes so far. So you got the work ethic, you'll be fine.
Brett, no trolls in the chat. Quiet down, please. My advice to an 18-year-old with ambition, like Kevon said, just work hard, enjoy the process. If you start worrying about the end goal and trying to get to where you want to go with your ambition, then that's going to ultimately be pulling you down, because you're always going to be trying to get there and focus on the next thing, and it's going to make it hard to be happy if you do actually get there, and it's going to make it hard to enjoy the process. So every day you just got to work as hard as you can and love it. Go out there, have a great time. Advice for a 16-year-old prop: go find an old prop and learn all the tricks. Try to learn as much technique as you can and squat a lot.
Because propping is hard.
If you're thinking about playing rugby, play it. Best sport in the world. Most fun you'll have. Best culture.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh boy. You go first.
I don't know. We're not going to get into that. I'm going to save that conversation for Brian Green when I have a conversation with Brian Green. That's our guy who's in charge of our medical stuff. He's our conspiracy guy. So yeah, I'll leave that one alone.
When are we going to bring home first place? Looking like a drought.
Whoo. Hey.
When are you going to bring home first place? Deo fade?
We'll bring it home soon. I mean, right now it's a drought because we not playing. That's the only drought right now. Once we start playing, it's gonna start rolling in again. You feel me?
Yeah, I've been hurt. I'll see you, Dale Fade. What advice do you have for handling racism on the field? As a Mexican rugby player, I see a lot of it, and it's hard not to fight them.
That's hard. Handling racism on the field. So I'll never be the person to tell you not to defend yourself or not to stand up for yourself. I think it's always a time and a place to stand up for yourself. So it's just about you and your values. I don't think you don't let people get under your skin. I mean, people talk crap to us all the time on the field, and sometimes it's about just being able to hold your composure. But yeah, that's what I think.
Tell the powers that be to go back to Vegas.
You
Look,
right,
man,
Brett.
LA was an incredible tournament this year. I think if you can get out there, you should go check it out for what it is. I personally hope it goes back to Vegas too at some point in the near future. But yeah, if you can go check out LA, you should go check out LA. Easy transition from lacrosse to rugby, not for you, Jake. But yeah, probably. Same similar space ideas. If you can just get the skills down of passing and kicking.
But what team talks the most crap?
New Zealand.
I was gonna say I'm not no snitch, but
No, New Zealand. Mostly one player. That's all right though. It's fun. All in good fun.
mostly
I actually personally do enjoy it. I think it makes the game more enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy a little bit of smack talking. I do it. I probably do it a little bit too much at practice, especially to get under people's skin. But I just think it makes the game a lot more fun. I feel like when you bring a little bit more emotion into the game, you bring the best out of people, or it could bring the worst out. I'm looking for the worst. If you bring the best, then I like that too.
Rugby is a game that's about respect and respecting each other. But it's also, you got to be yourself. I mean, I think it's been that way for a long time, but times are kind of changing. And if that's the kind of person you are, then that's the kind of person you are. So you have to learn to deal with it in your own way. Enjoy it or hate it, but you can't let it get under your skin ever. So if you're not going to let it get under your skin, I say just roll with it.
It's hard. It's hard to get used to, though. It's hard to get used to not talking smack. Like, coming from, like, football, or even, like, people who play basketball. Like, not saying that rugby is not competitive, because it's super competitive, but, like, the way that those sports are bred off of competition, like one-on-ones and things like that, is so much crap talking. So when you get to rugby and you realize, like, it's almost unheard of, you like, oh, I got to take a step back.
Yeah, you definitely do. What got you all into rugby? I think just playing backyard football growing up was huge for me. That was why I loved it so much, because it's basically was that. It was a lot of concepts came as I got older and learned more, but at the beginning it was just, I get to tackle people and break tackles and run around the field with my friends, and that was all I needed, because that was so much fun.
I was just a fifth-year senior in college, and I just needed, like, something to do, because I was going to lose it if I didn't have anything to do, and turned out to like it a little bit. And yeah, ran with it. But that's how I got into it. It was nothing like me like watching it or anything. I just kind of just like, all right, I'll show up. And then from then I just never stopped showing up.
Do you think the USA will ever have a competitive 15s team with the top tier nations?
Yeah. We're getting there. We're better than we were. This cycle, we've been better. This past cycle before the World Cup, we were better then than we had been in a very long time. So I just think it's just going to come with time to build those kind of players.
Yeah, being at the World Cup, like, we're definitely way behind, obviously, right? Like, we haven't been professional. We're 20 years behind being professional. It's going to take a lot of steps. But being at the World Cup, I thought we actually weren't that far away. Like, it's small mistakes that are super fixable. And we have some great minds. AJ McGinty is a freak of a player, and he's got us going in the right direction. And we can keep getting players like that are just able to push everyone else forward. And we cut out small mistakes and keep getting a better rugby IQ slowly. And it gets built up more in the youth. Well, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. It'll take a while, though. It's not coming.
It's a generation thing.
Yeah. USA are dead at rugby. Big up England. No trolls in the chat. We finished higher than England in sevens the last 2 years.
Hold on, what'd they say?
They just said big up England. Is Bill O'Brien the best GM in football?
Bro, who is this? Bro, who said? I thought you said that. I thought somebody said. Oh my gosh, man! I wish Bill O'Brien could see this, because I just let him know that if we don't finish like we finished, at least as high as we finished last year, he can be looking at potentially losing a fan for a few years. I ain't gonna cheer for nobody else.
Wow, you're gonna quit?
I ain't gonna cheer for nobody else. But maybe until we get done with Bill.
I
might have to wait.
We can boycott Bill O'Brien and John Elway together.
No, John Elway just went and got Jerry Jeudy.
No, he did good. He had a good draft. That's fair.
No, he had a first round and third round. Second round, I don't know what he's thinking.
That's fair. Our youth programs need to get stronger. 100%. Chris Ken 74. 100%. Youth programs need to get a lot stronger. But I think it's also important we don't lose sight of kids need to have a goal to aspire to. Because if there's nowhere reason to play rugby or nowhere to achieve, then that's not going to get as many kids to play. Kids probably wouldn't be playing as much football and basketball if there wasn't an NBA, NFL.
Yeah, it's harder because you gotta remember that NFL gets played all during the week. NBA gets played all during the week. So when these kids are at home, that's what they're watching on TV. So they have aspirations to be there and play those sports. When you have rugby, who 15s get showed on TV like once or twice a year, maybe. Sevens, we only get shown on TV like in when we play our home tournament. So that's once a year that those kids and stuff get to see us. So they don't have any aspirations to kind of go in that direction. So it's kind of harder in that aspect.
Youth coaches and referees, facts. Need to be a lot of people that we get out there being referees and working on that aspect of the game. We'll make the game a lot better.
Youth coaches are huge.
Coaching too. Coaching's massive. Anyone who can give back to rugby should try. Raiders will have you in the nation. No one wants to be in Raiders Nation. That's gross. John Gruden running the ball up the middle, 90% of plays.
Knock on wood.
Ben, you don't like your doppelganger Elway? That's good. That's quality. I enjoy that.
Favorite cleat brand? What's your favorite cleat brand, Pinky?
Oh, I go Mizuno's. Mizuno's for sure. Nikes don't fit my feet very well. I don't know why, but they've always been super uncomfortable. Adidas have been good, but haven't worn those in a while. Mizuno's have been great for me. They break in right away, so you can get a new pair the day before a tournament, and they're good to go.
I can't wear Mizuno's because they mess up my feet.
I like bad.
Yeah, I like the Nikes because they're narrow. Even though I have like a wider foot, it's narrow and it holds my arch and my foot up. So I like Nikes, and yeah, I've been wearing the Mercurials, and those things been money. All right, let's see. 2 more questions and we out.
Oh man, you trying to push off already? I've been having fun. I haven't seen you in ages.
Actually, I just talked to you yesterday.
Yeah, but I haven't seen you. Jeez, bud.
Fine, forget it. I mean, look, if USA Rugby gonna let us be on here, I can talk all day.
How did your first professional game feel like? I was terrified. I did awful. I think I got subbed in like 2-3 minutes to go versus England, and it actually did okay. But I was terrified. Heart racing. You're not focused on what you should be focused on. It's difficult. It takes time to adjust and be able to be in the mindset you want to be in.
I think I was actually pretty nervous too, but my first game was against Uganda, and I actually did pretty well in that game. As soon as I got in at kickoff, Matai won the kickoff. I freaking scooped it up, got tackled. 1 possession later, skip past to Marty for a try. So I felt pretty good about that, and then I went into like the next game versus Samoa. Got stepped a few times and got humbled real quick.
Oh, yeah, you got to be humble on the 7th Circuit because you're going to get stepped a lot. Everyone is.
Rue. Somebody said, check my DMs. Don't be sending me nothing crazy. I got a wife.
Sliding into his DMs. Nice. Get in there. Worst club tournament you ever played in? How about best club tournament you ever played in?
Best club tournament. Bro, I the best club. Does Rugby Town count?
I would say that's an all-star tournament. I don't know if that's really club.
All right, so club tournament, I enjoyed when we played Denver Sevens in Dick Stadium.
Yeah.
That was good, but best Sevens tournament in America is Rugby Town for sure.
Yeah. Yep. What was the physicality and tempo like of your first game? I'm assuming international game.
Physicality. Wasn't much physicality in my first game. My second game versus Samoa, it was huge. Had to tackle a lot. Um, and especially like when you're like a guy who's a little bit smaller on the circuit, so not like as big. Maybe it's like Pinky or Danny or Matai. Shit, even Steve scares some people a little bit. But they tend to try to run at you a little bit. So you got to let them know right away that you can tackle. But after that, it's fine.
Yeah, I thought the breakdown was way different stepping up from club to international. The breakdown becomes a fierce battle of,
Oh my gosh.
people come flying in there. It's totally different, and it's way faster than club.
For sure.
What's the best conditioning exercise you recommend?
Conditioning exercise.
5-meter up downs, baby. Get on the line.
Those suck. All conditioning works as long as you take the proper rest. I say if you get it, as long as you got a stopwatch and you got a rest time where you ain't taking that long and you start up again, just go run.
Yeah, I've been a big believer in you just got to be honest with yourself. You know what hard work looks like, and there's no magic workout, lifting, or conditioning that's going to do anything for you. You know when you're working hard, and if you just go work hard a lot, you'll get better. With that said, 5-meter up downs are the worst things in the world. Just 5 meters, chest down, back to the starting line, chest down. You go 3 times, you got 15 seconds, and you just keep going.
Those suck. Bear crawls are the worst.
Mike, it's not triple efforts, man. It's not. 5-meter up downs are worse than triple efforts.
I know, and look at him now. He's probably gonna be like, "Yeah, well, we'll start quadruple efforts if you think triple efforts aren't that bad." What do I think?
What's your best yo-yo score, Kevon?
Bro, we're not gonna talk about my yo-yo score. Just know when we in the game, I stay in the fight.
I got you, Mike. And no, not
stay in the fight.
This guy.
But now, best yo-yo score is probably like, I don't know. I want to say I touched 19s. But
you were touching 19s.
But it could have been like a high 18, like an 18.
You were touching 19s. Moonlight wouldn't have stiff armed you to the ground at the end of that Canada game in Vancouver.
Who stiff armed me?
Moonlight.
We've all been there, okay? We definitely all been there. So, I mean, we got Perry running through like 3 people and scoring a try, and then we got you trying to run through like 1.5 person and got lifted and dropped. So we just need to chill out there.
Man, he was a big dude.
Yeah. All right.
No, that was bad. That was embarrassing. You watched Avatar: The Last Airbender?
The TV show or the movie?
The cartoon TV show. No, not the crappy movie.
No.
Okay, good to know.
I'm not big on anime.
What's the best board game you ever played?
Ooh. I don't know about the best. I love playing sequence, but my favorite game is like, especially like when you got a big group of people, is Resistance. That's my game. I like that.
Cold-blooded killer.
And cold-blooded killers. I like that. And Azul. This game called Azul is really good. But Resistance is the best game. If you got like a group of like 7 people at your house, you need to buy Resistance. You're going to find out real quick who can lie, who can't lie, and who got great poker faces. It's a great
good
game.
Test for your significant other. We've almost seen some divorces. Shout out John Hood.
Shout out John Hood. Who else? I thought I saw something. What advice do you have for a winger in Maryland to make it on the Sevens team? So, in order for you to be a winger, no ifs, ands, or buts, you need to have top end speed. I came into the Sevens team as a winger, and I was quickly humbled, and they told me that I am not fast enough to be a winger. I was a little upset about that. Kind of took it to heart a little bit, but then just kind of took on board the skill and learning more skills and embracing the position they thought that I would be best at. But yeah, if you got you got to have some top end speed, bro. Like, if no ifs, ands, or buts, that's the bare minimum requirement. Or you got to
Yeah.
be. I mean, a few years ago, you could be super big and have decent speed and be a great winger, but now, like with people like Perry Carlin, like Dan, Norton, Sinatla, those guys are like blazing.
Yeah, you have to understand how fast Kevon was too. He dominated club nationals and the club season and was the fastest player on the field probably every single game we played. And then go into train with Perry and Carlin, he quickly saw that it wasn't going to happen. Like there's another level of speed that is just out of this world.
But let's not get this twisted. Like, if it's 20 meters, I back myself. But like, we start getting in that 30, 40 range.
How many times Carlin burned you though?
You say what?
How many times Carlin burned you?
You say what?
How many times Carlin burned you?
Carlin don't get around me. And no, actually, he got around me one time, like back in like 2018, like at a practice. It was like the HP camp before Dubai. Yeah, but I don't let those motherfuckers. Oh, I can't say the F word, but I don't let them go around me, bro. I try my best not to let them go around me.
What intimidates you on a rugby field?
What? Say that again.
What intimidates you on a rugby field? You can admit it to me. It's okay.
Intimidates me, bro. I don't know. I don't know if anything intimidates me that much. I'm more so like the nerves and jitters. But once you get in the game, it's like I'm not thinking about anything else because everything we've done, I've seen it at practice. Like I've seen like some of the fastest guys in the world. I've seen the hardest carriers. So I don't know, bro. But I do get pregame jitters bad.
Yeah, if you're in the game and you're thinking about that stuff, you're going to get beat. But that does happen to me going against like the best steppers in the world because I'm not quick enough. So going against guys like Weber and who's the guy? Not McConaughey. Who's the guy for England? Lindsay Haig on England. Like, if I'm lined up one-on-one with those dudes, yeah, I'll start thinking, and that's where I'm screwed. But it is intimidating being one-on-one with those guys with 20 meters of space to each side, and they can go either way. That's where I start to get myself in trouble by thinking too much.
Yeah.
Kevon, how fast could you run a 40?
Right now?
Yeah. What's your fastest ever?
Fastest ever is like 4.46. Although at my pro day I ran a 4.51. But I think right now I probably could run like a 4.5 something. Had some good training. We dipping into that low 4.4 range.
Any new cities you'd love to see on the series calendar? I think Dublin would be awesome. I think Dublin having a stop in Ireland would be incredible.
That would be. I think that place in Fiji. Those two need to be added.
Oh, Fiji would be freaking awesome. Yeah, that would be insane. I mean, but basically every tournament's in Fiji since that's who all the fans are.
Is going pro in the USA worth it?
Depends on what you're after in life, man.
I think that a lot of people who have gone pro here are happy, satisfied with the growing of like MLR or 15s or 7s. But I mean, if you want to go abroad and you want to kind of test yourself and get out there in some of the bigger leagues in the world, go for it. If you can make it, I think you should definitely do it because all you're going to do is bring back that knowledge and all the things you learned over there back into the country, and it's just going to help the country.
Absolutely. Do you think Carol Baskin killed her husband?
Bro, 100%.
No way, dude. Oh, you bought into the hype. Peter Pan.
100% Carol Baskins killed her husband.
No. They interviewed people who hated her and the dead husband's family. Those were the two people they interviewed. And they're like, oh, yeah, he definitely killed her. Or she definitely killed him.
Bro, what was she doing out that night?
Who knows? You just think she killed him? She might have killed him.
She out there. She did it. I don't care.
All right, did Les Spellman techniques help? I'm sure they helped Kevon. Me personally, Les worked with me for about 20 minutes, basically said, wow, you have the worst running form I've ever seen. And I was like, yeah, and we moved on from there.
It definitely helped. His programs are definitely legit, and he's a good guy.
Great guy.
He likes the community. Early 2000s, Disney Channel or Nickelodeon.
No. I don't want to do that question. I like this question.
No. You're going to do this question because I just started saying it.
Oh.
Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, because we're not throwing Disney Channel in there because Disney Channel is not
Nickelodeon. It was Nickelodeon. Cartoon Network.
I'm gonna agree with that because I agree with that. There you go, Nickelodeon. Go ahead. What was your question?
Seven Kevons versus 7 Bens. Who wins?
Bro, it's definitely the 7 Kevons.
No. I'm winning the ball back. We just play shape. We play shape. Push you to stop. As soon as we make a tackle, it's our ball.
Bro, first of all, I'm not losing any rucks, so you can get that out of it.
It depends on if we have a ref that understands if you're allowed to lay on it or not.
I'm gonna lay on it.
Hey, all the kids watching out there, you're not allowed to lay on a ruck. Don't watch Kevon.
Kevon wins rucks.
Which NFL player do you think would be the best rugby player? We'll go current NFL player,
yeah. Best rugby player, I think. I've always dabbled between 2. I think it's either Russell Wilson or Odell Beckham.
I was going to say Odell would be a freak. He's got great foot skills. Mike, I definitely kick better than Kevon too. You just never gave me a chance. But I think Tyreek Hill would be a freak. That guy is too quick, especially on a 7s field.
I think his speed would transfer immediately. I just don't know what other skills or how good he is athletically and other things. Like, I think Russ would be good because like he understands how to see the field, and he's like decent athlete as far as running. He played baseball, so that's why I think Russ. Odell, I seen him freaking dunk a basketball, hit home runs, curve in soccer kicks. He's like a freak athlete. So
yeah, definitely. I think Tyreek's elusiveness, though. If we were talking 15s, then I would definitely get into Derrick Henry, Aaron Donald. Those guys you guys are saying in the chat.
Aaron Donald?
Yeah, Aaron Donald would be stupid.
What position?
I'd put him at 8.
He'd be such a freak.
Let him handle the ball. Who has the better pass out of you two? Yeah, I'll take that.
It depends on the day. Pinky has some off days.
And you don't?
No, I'm just saying I do too, but I'm saying that, like, don't you just take that immediately? Somebody said those wide receivers and QBs won't tackle. Why wouldn't they tackle?
They're people. They're athletes. I bet they could probably tackle.
I played wide receiver.
We got Carlin, a track guy, to learn how to tackle. Took a couple years, but figured it out.
Still put his head on the wrong side most of the time. Oh, that's a great one. What? Somebody said Christian McCaffrey. I think he'd be a boss too.
I don't know why Mike's all on the Edelman train. I don't see Edelman doing that. He'd be decent.
Yeah. Decent.
Well, if they moved to rugby, they wouldn't be making that much money. So
that's a fact.
They better learn how to tackle or they'd be gone.
Saquon Barkley, if he played rugby, he'd probably be a prop.
Oh, 7th?
Well, I think he'd be a dirty. He put him in the 15th prop too. As much as that boy squats, ain't nobody winning those. Ain't nobody winning that.
Yeah, he's strong, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of weight through your spine. You need to just be big.
Yeah, I know you think about the spines now.
Yeah, I'm fine, man. Got my handy dandy back brace on.
Who tackles? Who tackles harder? Um,
On the team? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know. They just say who tackles harder. I'm guessing they're talking about between us two, and Pinky can have that.
Oh, I don't tackle hard anymore. I used to tackle hard in high school, and then my shoulder started popping out every time I hit someone with it. So I've had shoulder surgery, but just the way I adjusted, because I played for probably 3-4 years on a shoulder that would pop out every time, is I started learning to just more drag people down and not
Still the ball.
try to lay big hits. So I haven't made a big hit in who knows how long. But Kevon doesn't tackle very hard either, so it's not a.
I don't tackle. I don't tackle hard at all. I tackle just enough so that when I got people like Pinky and Danny next to me, they will steal the ball. That's all I'm thinking about is when I tackle somebody, I'm like, who's next to me, and they better steal this ball.
Speed to the ground is more important to us than getting a hard hit. But I would say Danny and Marty probably tackle the hardest on the team.
Both of those guys lay hits.
Yeah. Who's vegan on the team besides Cody?
I know Matai tries to go in and out. Maylon goes in and out. I tried it for like 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
There was a big push after the documentary that came out on Netflix. Everyone tried it for a while.
But yeah, I'm happy with my current lifestyle. What hobbies do you have? That's what somebody just asked.
I've tried to pick up some new things, but I don't do much. I meditate a lot. I'm trying to learn Japanese so when we go to the Olympics, I can communicate with people. Like to go hiking, take pictures, play with my dog. What about you?
Yeah, I like to play board games sometimes with my wife, and I just I mess around with the kids. But yeah, I don't do. I mean, I get out and I like to exercise and stuff. Like I've been running. I've actually been finding a little peace in actually like some long distance running recently, which kind of sucks because. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I've been reading a little too.
I've been reading a little too. What have you been reading?
So I just picked up this book called Revolutionary Suicide. It's kind of about the story about Huey P. Newton and the startup of the Black Panthers and the FBI takedown afterwards. So
Did Malon read that?
I don't think so, but I'll probably give it to him afterwards.
Yeah, I've been reading The Art of Learning. Great book.
The Art of Learning?
The Art of Learning. Great book on how to just pick up new skills. It's about a chess prodigy, started learning chess, and then he switched over to Tai Chi when he was about 20-some years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he became an expert in both. And it's just, yeah, his philosophy, I guess, for gaining new skills.
It's a good book, though.
Yeah, it's really good. I was going to send it out to the team.
Not. Is it like a David Goggins book?
No.
Okay. Maybe we'll give it a go.
What are the chances of you playing 15s?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, Mike on here still? I was actually going to ask Mike to let me play 15s. I just wanted to go to one camp. I didn't even know if I wanted to try to get a cap. I just wanted to go to a camp and see how it is and see how I like it.
I think I'll rush it.
But with the Olympics being pushed back, I just don't know. But I don't know. I play if I get an opportunity.
And Kevon will play wing, I'm guessing, and I play flanker for that question. Golden Olympics. We'll work on it. Hopefully. Yes, sir.
Tala. How many concussions have you had?
Oh,
Pinky, because my answer is very short and sweet. 0.
Is it? I got one in middle school football, then I got one in high school rugby, and then I got one playing with the Eagle Sevens team.
So I'm pretty sure I got a concussion when I was like 9 years old playing backyard football, and my mom told me to just go lay down. But other than that, I think I got one in college, but I still played. I didn't, and that was the dumb decision. Don't do that. Yeah. But since I've been with the team, I don't think I've had any.
Yeah, I got one in middle school. I was just going through an old photo book with my mom, and she put the doctor's note for my middle school concussion in the like photo album. Like, Ben has a concussion and cannot participate in any physical activities for 3 weeks or something. Who is the best up and coming college 7s and 15s team?
I don't know. I mean, with teams now starting to go varsity and offer scholarships, that's going to kind of change the game, because you just had these dominant rugby programs for so long that have just been really good. And not to say they won't continue to be good, but like with other schools being able to get like money and scholarships, you're going to be able to get whoever you want now. So it's kind of up in the air. I mean, Life has been good. Cal has always been good. St. Mary's, Lindenwood, Bathos.
CSU Rams, baby. How do you feel about the upcoming college draft? For MLR.
I think it's going to be – I mean, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be I think it'll be good. I think it's good for the sport and the growth of the sport. Not only being able to play on one of those teams, but like the feeling that somebody wants you and they're like choosing you out of college, that's going to bring like some more aspirations for people to want to play.
I think it's really cool for sure. I get what they're trying to do, and like it is an awesome idea. I just don't know if they're there yet. Because if I was coming out of college and they tried to draft me to somewhere I didn't want to go, I would have kept playing club and tried to get a job. Like I don't know. I don't know if owning rights like that is something that MLR is ready for, but hopefully it pays off.
Yeah, I think it'll go smooth. I mean, as long as the like contracts and them being able to take care of the players are there, I don't see it being a huge problem. But like you said, like if I had to go play like in somewhere cold, I'd be like,
yeah, man. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't like the idea of them owning people's rights like that or controlling eligibility like that. Just because if you read that one article on it where it's just American college players that are part of it, so you can still free agency basically, I guess, from overseas and all that. It's there's a lot going on that I think needs to be sorted out. I don't know if they're ready for a draft.
Yeah, but it will be cool to see.
Favorite USA Sevens moment?
Mine was the first time we won in Vegas, but it turned into the second time we won in Vegas when my like wife and kids were able to be there. So it's both the times we won in Vegas, basically.
Yeah, that first one in Vegas I thought was really cool just because we'd come so close. The last 3 years before that had made the semifinals, and then we were finally able to get over the hump. If you're from Houston, why'd you go to New Mexico? It's because he wasn't good enough at football. How do I get a team to take a chance on me in the draft?
Jesus Christ! And then you just go. I was dumb. I was very dumb in high school, and I didn't take a scholarship offer that was presented to me early on in my senior year, and then didn't have that great of a senior year because our star QB got hurt. So I ended up signing somewhere else.
Were you good with your studies in high school? Did you get good grades?
Yeah, and I was actually really good. And obviously I wouldn't change anything that I've done. But like if I was talking to somebody else and my situation was like my skill set or something, I would tell them to go like walk on or something. Like just go go to the college that you want to go to and walk on. Not saying that those guys at those big schools aren't good.
But you have the talent. If you have the talent, you'll get there. And like it's hard to the system you'll see in high school rugby. It still happens in high school football, even though maybe not as much, where people slip through the cracks and you'll get missed. And it's too big of a country to see everyone. So you go to a school, walk onto a school, and show that you're good enough, you'll make the team. That's probably I think a better way to do it if you can afford it.
Yeah. I think that's the best option. Just go walk on somewhere, and if you somewhere you want, go where you want to go and go walk on. If you're good enough, you'll. There you go.
Start playing in high school. How do you join the Eagles, or how did your opportunity come? My opportunity came from my college and club coaches got me a tryout with the U20, the USA Under-20s team, and I was able to play really well there and just kind of take off from there.
My opportunity came after I had pissed Mike off and couldn't pass with my left hand 3 years later. I was like, dang, like I was playing with this guy in Denver who's now playing with the team. I was like, hey, maybe I can get to our HP camp. And then I was like, hey, you think they'll invite me to an HP camp? I got invited. That's all that happened. Pinky helped me get an invite.
Oh, yeah, I had to. Because after they cut Kevon the first time, they didn't want to invite him back, and I had to go be like to Brownie, you're being an idiot. He's really good. And they eventually got invited back and was able to prove himself.
And then they told you they invited me, and I told you that they didn't invite me. But yeah, good times.
Will any of you be at the upcoming 7 selection tryout? I think I might be, actually. I think I might be helping out with that. Mike may be able to comment on that. I might be coaching it.
Yeah.
Who would have won March Madness this year?
Bro, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know enough about college basketball.
Yeah, I was just I don't know. I wasn't watching too much in-depth college basketball. I was out of the loop this year.
Yeah. Just more on me and Kevon stuff. I did back Kevon because I was able to play with him obviously in club, and it's a lot easier to tell how good a player is when you're playing with them than if you're just watching. It's hard to be a scout and hard to see some of that stuff, but when you're on the field with someone, it's a lot easier to tell what they're bringing to the table and how much it impacts everyone else around them. So definitely being able to see it from that side made it a lot easier. Oh, and Kevon will be at that 7th tryout too. So, good.
Yeah, I just saw that too. If you could pick if you can immediately know how to play an instrument, what would you pick?
I'm trying to learn piano right now, so I'll pick that.
I would probably pick the saxophone.
Why?
Bro,
I dig it.
It's so cool. And it's like the sound sounds so good. And not that I have a problem with my wife being all over me, but some sexy jazz from the saxophone. She on the couch right now. She looking at me crazy, but she'll like that. She'll like that.
All right, running out of questions. Thanks, Coach Friday, for what you have done for rugby in the USA. That's fair.
That's fair.
Done a great job. Appreciate it, Mike. All right. Later, Kevon.
All right, later. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, guys.